At first look, this man seems normal, quiet, hard-working, a physiotherapist. His name is Samir. He spent his days helping people heal, teaching them to walk again, easing their pain. But behind the gentle smile and the helpful hands, Samir was hiding a secret life, one built on lies, manipulation, and a choice that would lead to murder. This is the story of how a man who was meant to heal ended up destroying lives, including his own. To understand, we need to go back to where Samir came from and how his dream of success slowly twisted into something dangerous. Samir grew up in Al Gharbia, a quiet rural area in Egypt. His family was proud when he studied and became a physiotherapist. In a place with limited opportunity, that career meant hope. But reality was harsh. His early work paid very little. He spent long hours helping patients for small fees. Samir could barely pay rent, let alone build the life he dreamed about. Still, he was smart and charming. Patients liked him. Strangers trusted him easily. In 2012, hungry for a better future, Samir moved to Cairo, a huge city full of chance, money, and risk. It was a move that would change his life forever. Cairo was alive and intense. Samir found a job in a small clinic in Helwan. It wasn't perfect, but it was better than what he had before. That's where he met Hadil, a 43-year-old woman from Mbaba. She came to the clinic for her teenage daughter, who had trouble walking. At first, she was just another patient's mother, polite, grateful. But soon, something changed. Samir was nearly 20 years younger than Hadil. Still, she noticed him, the ambitious young therapist who listened and seemed to care. She wore gold, seemed comfortable with money, and maybe felt lonely in her marriage. Samir noticed her too, but not because of love. He saw opportunity. Their conversations grew longer. They started to flirt. Soon, they began a secret relationship. For Hadil, it felt like passion, attention, maybe love. For Samir, it was gifts, cash, and control. He didn't love her, but he loved what she gave him. 2 years later, Samir's father died suddenly from a heart attack. The loss shook him deeply. For a while, he seemed to want change. He left Cairo, went back to Al Gharbia, and talked about starting a clean, honest life. He even stopped seeing Hadil. But quiet living felt empty. After a few months, he went back to Cairo, and Hadil was waiting. Their affair picked up right where it left off, but now it was riskier than ever. For years, Samir kept living his double life. To the outside world, he was a helpful therapist. In secret, he used Hadil's money and attention while planning a future without her. But Hadil wanted more. She told Samir she was ready to leave her husband and marry him. For her, it was love and hope. For him, it was a disaster. He had no intention of marrying her. In fact, he was already preparing to get engaged to a young woman back home, someone his family would respect. When he told Hadil no, she didn't accept it. She felt betrayed and used. Her love turned into anger. She threatened him. If he left, she would expose everything, to his family, to the woman he planned to marry, to his workplace. She could destroy his reputation and future in a single day. One night, she came to his apartment in Faisal Street, furious. She shouted, cried, threatened to tell everyone. But panic took control. Panic about shame, about losing everything he had built. Samir grabbed Hadil. His hands closed around her neck. He squeezed. Moments later, silence. The woman who trusted him, who helped him, was dead on his floor. He sat frozen for nearly an hour, but fear didn't fade. It turned into a desperate need to hide what happened. Samir tried to move Hadil's body in one piece. It was too heavy. It wouldn't fit in the sacks he bought. Desperation turned darker. He cut the body apart, hoping it would be easier to hide. He even tried burning some pieces, but smoke was risky. Neighbors could notice. Terrified, he called the one person he thought he could convince, his 20-year-old cousin, Youssef. Youssef was shocked and afraid. He was just a law student, not prepared for something this horrifying. But Samir begged, pressured, and persuaded him until Youssef agreed to help. Together, they loaded the sacks into Youssef's father's car. Their plan: drive to an empty construction site in New Cairo, dump the remains, and leave before anyone noticed. But things didn't go as planned. The car broke down. Two nervous young men. A broken-down car in the middle of the night. A trunk filled with something heavy and secret. And then a police patrol drove by. The officers noticed their panic. They noticed stains on Samir's shirt. They searched the trunk. Inside, they found the unthinkable. Samir's double life ended right there. At the station, Samir confessed. Maybe he was exhausted. Maybe he knew there was no escape. He admitted the affair, the fight, the killing, and the desperate cover-up. Investigators later proved what happened, how Samir strangled Hadil, cut her body into pieces, and when every step took place. Youssef's role became a big question in court. He hadn't killed anyone, but he helped after the crime. He was young, scared, and pressured, but still part of hiding the body. The judges gave him a lighter punishment, but his life was changed forever. Samir faced the harshest penalty. The court sentenced him to death. This isn't just another crime headline. It's a warning about choices, pressure, and what happens when we let fear and selfishness guide us. Samir used his charm to get what he wanted. He turned trust into a weapon. Small lies can grow until one desperate moment changes everything. Hadil wasn't innocent. She cheated, she threatened, but she didn't deserve to die. 2 lives ended that night. Hers physically, his through the death sentence. We like to think killers are strangers in dark alleys, but sometimes they're people we trust, the ones who seem helpful and kind. Love your family. Stay honest. Cheating destroys lives, yours, and the people you care about. Be safe. Be cautious with your actions and choices. One wrong moment can erase everything you've built. If this story made you think, please like the video and subscribe to the channel for more real stories and life lessons.